Hello everyone. My name is Heinta An, and I go with the Hein usually, so you can call me Hein. And today I'm going to talk about the Starbucks case from our textbook material, and I will cover most of the data from our textbooks cases, and then also include the important question from the case that we need to learn together and discuss together from the material. Yet hopefully you guys enjoy my presentation, and this let's discuss about the Starbucks company together. So let's start with the overview of the Starbucks. And the Starbucks opened their first shop in the Seattle historic Pike Place Market by the three founders were at the time were Jerry Boulding, Golden Boker, and Zeb Seagulls. The three former uh, student of University of San Francisco, and they built the project together initially to sell the freshly roasted coffee bean at first. Uh, After running the shop a few years, a man called Howard Scops. Later, he became the CEO of the Starbucks, and he basically visited the shop while he's working at the Xerox, the coffee filter companies, and he tastes the coffee and he really enjoyed it, and then he decided to work for the company with after tasting and visiting the environment of the Starbucks culture. So that's what he did, and he became a leader of the marketing departments when he initially joined the company. Uh, Later, when he visited the Milan in 1982, he found a coffee shop that really have a very enjoyable customer relationship service and a very pleasant like place to chill with the friends and the family members while having a cup of coffees. And he was really amazed by the experience at that time, and he wanted to take that kind of service to his company. And once he came back to the company, he introduced all the informations and service that he found in Italy, and he talked about it to his owner of the company, and then they were not agree at that time to implement his procedure into the company market to go into the directions of the restaurant or food change. So that's why he like left the company in 1986 and then tried to build his own venture at that time. You will see the name of it in the next slides. Later, he basically bought the Starbucks again in 1987 and rebrand all his uh, coffee shop and business into the Starbucks company owned properties. So later he is known for his role in building the Starbucks coffee empire until the 2000s, and later he returned from the retirement in 2008 during the recession period to lead the company again. I For the secret of success of the Starbucks, I think uh, the former CEO, Mr. Howard, is very important for the company. He retired around 2000 and came back and returned to the CEO position in 2008 to help the company from the recession drop of sales. So when he came back from the retirement, he basically tried to connect with the customer hearts by creating a unique Starbucks experience for the customers again. So he came out with the mission for the company to inspire and nurture the human spirit, and he focused on the individual marketing strategy. So it's basically said one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. So he said, I am. I want you to taste my coffee again, everybody. Please taste it, and I hope you like it. That's what he's trying to do again, and it's really work at the times. in this first discussion question part, I will start with the uh, Mr. Howard like excitement for the coffee and his extension, his excitement for the like company transformation and expansion. So, what made Mr. Howard rapidly expand the company and transform this Starbucks from a niche coffee bean roaster to the beverage retailer we know today. Although he see the customer relation service from the Milan coffee shop, I think it was not just enough to do all these expansion today. I think there might be another motive for him to continue these projects, and I want to discuss about it with you guys. Also, my second question is why does Starbucks mission work in 2008 when he came back from the retirement to lead the company with an individual marketing strategy to taste the coffee again? So let's discuss about it. And another question is what action would you take if you were in his position during a recession, in the upcoming recession? If Starbucks were to face a similar situation, what will you do? That's my another question about it. And for my last question, and are you also a loyal customer of Starbucks? And usually when I went to the Starbucks, I usually have a frappuccino. And what is your yeah visiting drink when you go to the Starbucks? So for the stores, locations, and the employees worldwide background, uh, Starbucks have over 25,000 stores in 75 countries and has 21 million billion in annual revenue since 2008. So approximately they have a 254,000 employees worldwide. Uh, Starbucks basically run with the two types of stores, the one with the company operated one and the one with the licensed stores. The one who get a license from the Starbucks have to give a significant amount of profit from their sales, and then this is around basically 10% annually from the total revenue of the total sales of the Starbucks companies. Other than that, majority of the sales are happening in the company operated, and sales and profits are from the company operated stores. And yeah, for the Mr. Howard's his second retirement plans happen in 2017, and I will also mention things in the later of the presentations. But he was really concerned about his retirement again because without his involvement and vision, that he is worried that the company might face an difficult or challenge situation again in the near future. So for the business strategy worldwide, the Starbucks usually make have four divisions. So the Americas divisions have United States and Canada and Latin America. The second division is Europe, Middle East and Africa, and the third one is China, Asia Pacific, and the fourth one is the China developments. Among the fourth, the Americans divisions is the have the highest sales around 80%, and the second division is Asia Pacific and China division, and has around 14% of sales. And the last one is the Europe, Middle East, and Africa division with around 6% of sales. The China developments have a This usually include the roasted whole beans and ground coffee sales, and premium and Tazo teas, and Starbucks and Tazo branded single-serve products, and a variety of beverage drink that we find at the convenience stores and grocery shop today. And I listed it here. For the product line, as we all know, they offer the drinks. drinks, including the hot and cold drinks together. I didn't really like show all the drink of their menus in here, but I basically show what kind of drinks and foods and products they basically sell in the current markets. So it has drinks, foods, and at home coffee that you could make yourself. Also, the merchandise that I said in the last slice. Also, the gift card you could share to your family and loved ones. For this discussion question part, so my first question is, what made you choose Starbucks over the other brands? What kind of service make you choose this kind of like over other brands? What makes Starbucks unique, basically? So also, that does Starbucks product make you feel emotionally happy and connected to their brand when you consuming someone? Sometimes you just want it as a happy pills. Does that really happen? And which Starbucks service do you find to be a uniquely enjoyable experience? Example, you can talk about the quick drive or their quick drive through of their Wi-Fi services. So yeah, I want to know about you guys' view about these Starbucks uniqueness. And for the last one, what are your thoughts on Starbucks new product line transition? They I mean, not recently. They already reduced about it. So in the morning time, people consume a lot of coffee for their daily in their daily routines, and even afternoon in the evenings. There's less sales of coffee, so that's why they try to introduce the cheese, wine, and craft beer for the evening networking uh, environments. So how do you think about these products, and does is this just the additional product lines, or do you guys think this should really work in the future? So Starbucks, their social responsibility and activism. So was ranked as number 6 on the world most admired company from the Fortune magazine in 2016. Uh, they they really have a lot of social. They really actively participate in a lot of social causes, and even including in the coffee industry, they try to produce the coffee and farmer equality projects to help farmers around the world, and also they only sell in trades such as white coffee since 2000s. They're not only helping only public or people, they're also the leaders in the energy and environmental sustainability, and they had more than over 1,000 satisfied store in LED satisfied store in 20 countries right now. Their sustainability initiatives include the water and energy conservation and LED lighting use in their store, and renewable energy for the uh, when they are using the when they are producing the products or the serving the customers. Also, the eco-friendly materials they are trying to use it. Also, most of the time they localize the sourcings and try to buy the product from the local, and they also very focus on the waste reduction. Even when you're buying the like coffees or the drink, they really ask you like you really want a straw or not when they serve your order. So I think they are really act like a leading company for the social responsibility part. When we try to talk about the social responsibility and activisms, uh, the former CEO of the Starbucks, Mr. Howard, is very important because he is the main person who tried to produce this kind of like move in the from the company. It's basically led the company to partner with important organizations such as Red to fight HIV and AIDS in Africa. Also committed to hire a lot of military veterans, and he provide free college education to employees because I think he was also struggled when he was young in his college years. So I think that's why he's he's supporting a lot of like projects as a leader, and also to support a lot of philanthropic and social causes, and never afraid to talk about the issues in the publics. He really talk about the same-sex marriage, gun control, racial, ethnics, and income inequality, and affordable access to health, and education. He always talk about these things in the publics and fight for it too. So Mr. Howe was advocate for the social causes. Not only about this, he also criticized political leaders for not doing enough to stimulate the U.S. economy and provide affordable health care to the American citizens. So this slide is about the Starbucks the first 50 years. I include a video to watch. I really recommend you guys to watch it because it's really cover a lot of case informations, and it's basically cover all the things about the Starbucks from the last 50 years. So if you really watch this video, you will basically understand it, mostly understand everything about the case too. So I really recommend it. Let's move on to another part. So for this discussion parts, I'm going to start with, what do you think about the Starbucks management strategy? Is this a top-down or bottom-up or both approaches? Or for me, I think it's most majority of their decision come from the top downs, and I want to know how you guys think about it too. So for the next question, why is Starbucks always actively involved in social issue? Should they really this active most of the time? Sometimes this can make a backlash. When they were doing the race together like activity as a company, some people don't really like it. So should they really continue doing this kind of things for the public and social causes and issue? So yeah, I want to know your opinion about how they interact with the social issue, even the controversial one. So in this slide, as you can see, these are the main competitors of the Starbucks, and then the first row on the top, Dunkin' Donuts, Peet's Coffee, and Carabao Coffee are used to be the three main competitors of the Starbucks because they sell coffee too. Later in the later stage of the company, Starbucks introduced the food products, and they be McDonald's and the Panera Bread. Like these kind of company became the Starbucks competitors too, because of the food production. And not recently, like in a few years ago, the Starbucks starting to produce a drink in a cans, and you can buy a lot of beverages right now these days in the grocery and the convenience markets. So the Coca-Cola, brand like Coca-Cola and Nestle also become their rival for the soft drinks. This is another statistics about the Starbucks competitions and how their revenues are growing every year. As you can see in the left, they're growing improving every year, and their revenue is increasing every year. Even for the sales and sales statistics, 87.9% of the market is owned by the Starbucks. So the company really need to maintain their positions and maintain their culture and improving every day to not to lose the customer base in the current market. The growth of For the growth of Starbucks, their new target in 2018-19 was to get a 30 billion in annual revenue with 30,000 in store globally. They spent 5,000 store in China in 2021. The three persistent challenge they are facing when they're doing this move is saturation of the US market they have to control. Also on the focus on the competitive international market, what should they change and what they should do to improve their sales. At the same time, that digital engagement without sacrificing the customer experience because of the new technology advancements. People are using the social and online app to buy their services and product. At the same time, because of the hacking and individual person interaction, a lot of customer can face a difficult situation while they're using their service. So for this kind of like interference, they need to be very careful too. So let's go to the new era of Starbucks. It's a new era now for them. Basically, the new CEO 2017, the Mr. Howard, their former CEO, stepped down from the position and decided to go for the second retirement part too. So the current CEO in Kevin Johnson in 2017, and he basically have experience 16 years in Microsoft and 5 years as CEO of Juniper Networks, and he was also COO of the Starbucks company for more than around 6 or 7 years, I think, before he became CEOs. So what did the former CEO is doing right now? So the Mr. Howell is focusing on a high-end coffee shop project right now by himself. It's called Reserve Roastery. Is basically try to compete with the special roaster by offering the exclusive high-priced coffee in upscale setting. It might be a success we might see in the market, or it might not happen at the same time. So the former CEO is not in the leading chair anymore at this time. So it is a really new era of Starbucks. So we're here at the last part of our discussion question, and my first question is, which of their competitor is doing an amazing job at winning a portion of Starbucks customer base? Which brand is doing well in the market? And which brand have a good service in what division? So I want to know you guys' perception about it, and I also list some of their competitors in the market in this presentation too. So what should Starbucks do to continue their growth in the current market? They're growing every year, yeah, we know about it, but what should they continue doing to get the same improvement of sales every year? So what are possible challenges Starbucks might face after this pandemic era? And I want to talk about these challenges, and let's talk about what should they do and what challenges they might face. So if you're a new CEO and of the current new era of the Starbucks, what will you do? What kind of move will you do for the future of the company? I'm looking forward to see you guys' participations and discussions, and I'm looking forward to answer you guys. Thank you very much for listening my presentations, and thank you. Have a good day.